Okay, excellent. Oh, I see it. Yeah, live. Oh, we have 6 participants.
I have to see here.
It's what it says on mine.
Yep, I think so.
Wow, great. Welcome all. My name is Rod Harris. I'm with SAI. We have been working with CSU for a heck of a long time, around just about 20 years now. So I need to tell you in advance that this is not my forte, this online sort of thing. So forgive me if we have stumbles here. We may very well. I think what I want to do is wait for, I don't know, maybe a minute or two and see if anyone else joins us, which I suspect they will, but if not, we'll continue on from there. I'm looking at my Q&A and let's see if I have a question there. Okay, I see that Kendra is with us, Kendra Allen from the Design and Merchandising Department. Hi, Kendra. So I'll close my sharing of that for now. And let's open it up to this view. Now, what I would like to put out there for those that are with us already, if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask them when they come up, and I will, assuming I see them on my thing here, I'll address them just as soon as I see them. So we're still at 6 participants. What time is it? 11. We're going to give it one more minute, folks, and then we'll jump on. I can tell you that I certainly miss being on campus. I've been going to the CSU campus for not 20 years, but close, and watched it grow and watched the study abroad population there grow. And it's a shame that I'm not there now. I wish I was, but maybe we'll see you in the spring, I hope, in person. So we'll see. Okay. Let's start, shall we? Again, let the questions come in as they do. I don't see any new ones. So, okay. SAI. We've been working with the school for quite some time. And some time ago, we were Study Abroad Italy, which is where you get the SAI, Study Abroad Italy. But some years ago, we sort of expanded a bit, a small expansion, not big, into Spain and into France. Hence the SAI logo these days. So you see the Scan Me quick read here in the corner. You can do that for just general information on SAI, and I think it puts you in touch with an admissions counselor as well. So I'm going to try to change pages here. Okay. So why study abroad? There are just tremendous reasons to study abroad, particularly in the circumstances that we find ourselves in now. While it seems like it may not make much sense, I believe that the future, once this COVID is under control, these ideas of the personal growth, academic growth, and professional growth, they're going to be big players in your future careers. And that starts with understanding the world a little bit better. As we talk about experiencing something new and broaden your worldview, explore your discipline from a new perspective, an entirely new country, new campus, new people from all over the world. And of course, you've got to develop those cross-cultural competencies, particularly from 2020 on. I think we're gonna see a lot more international working together, business, everything you can imagine. So quick thing about SAI, I mentioned just a few seconds ago, we're a small organization, 25 years of experience. We're in Italy, Spain, and France, and we're located in the North Bay of San Francisco. So if anybody's been following the news lately, we've not only been hammered with this epidemic, we've also had some fires. So it's been a bit rough out here in the North Bay, but we are getting through it. We are intentionally small, just to reiterate that. We are experts in those 3 countries. That's what we do, and we do it very well. Some would even call us a boutique sort of organization. That is, if you were to compare like a Walmart versus a mom and pop store, we're more of a mom and pop store. just a little map showing where you're at. Obviously, our roots are in Italy, so you see more of those locations in Italy and in France and Spain. It's simply Barcelona and Paris. Again, small organization, do what we do well. Don't really want to do other things. So, to sort of reiterate on SAI, and sort of our mission is personal attention. We build relationships with our students and offer continuous advising throughout the study abroad experience. In that office in the North Bay that we have here, all the admissions counselors work together along with our visa coordinator. The business office is there as well for everything financial aid, those sort of things. But long story short is when you have questions, concerns, curiosities, whatever they might be, the personal attention will certainly be there for you. It's one of the things we sort of hang our hat on, again, mom and pop versus Walmart. So. When we get you overseas, we're looking to build long-lasting relationships. When you're there, it's not just simply putting you in a room, a rented room, and sort of saying you're on your own. We provide all sorts of immersive experiences that get you into that community, and not only into that community. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to shut my window. Not only into that community, but into the countries themselves, as we have all sorts of excursions and other trips that we provide as a part of your package that really get you into a true immersive experience of Italy, for example, if we have you in Italy. So personal safety and support that we have, of course, our staff here in the U.S. Let's say that you're in Rome. It doesn't matter what city you're in with us. There will be a full-time individual that is on staff for SAI with an office on campus of the school you're going to, holding regular hours 9 to 5, and then of course you'll have the emergency phone for 24/7, and those can be for simple things like I'm lost in a city, or or there's something really serious going on, and we help you out with everything. So big to small. Let's see here. In terms of academics, well, I can't see my top thing, so I can't read what my header says, but that's okay. What we do when you study abroad with us, we offer anywhere from 12 to 15 credit hours. Summer is going to be from 3 to 9. We talked about the admission services, the online student communities. Those are different Facebook groups. I think Instagram now too. There's an Instagram group as well. I did mention the visa consultation. So visas are a big headache for folks just because there's a bunch of paperwork, and most folks have to show up in person to apply for it. So we have a full-time visa individual, Rose Meyer. She's been with us in that position for 12 years. So she is an expert. So a little less headache there for folks when they're going to get that visa. So airport pickup on arrival day. So we'll pick everybody up, take you to the school, and then we take you to your housing. We have welcome and farewell events, and those events are generally large dinners and some sort of little thing that the program coordinators will put on, sort of introducing the semester, or if it's at the end of the semester, going over what's happened. Should not TV shows, but pick slideshows and things like that. So they're fun events. They're good. Exceptional housing. You heard me mention a few minutes ago, excuse me, the niche sort of SAI. One of the other things that we hang our hat on at SAI is our housing. You will not be placed into housing that is moldy, that is dark, that is dangerous, that is far from the school. So one of the other great things about SAI and that very personal approach is there's no like mass movements of students to dorm buildings. We don't even have dorm buildings. We only have private apartments, so which are very nice. And you can see pictures of them on the website if you like. Of course, we have orientation and reorientation. Reorientation usually happens about 2 or 3 weeks after students have arrived. It kind of brings everybody back and says, are we all on the same page? Everybody doing okay? Just make sure the group is all going in the right direction. Of course, that's put on by our on-site program coordinators. I've mentioned the cultural activities. These activities can do range from anything from going to soccer games to concerts to museums. So just you name it, whatever's going on in that city that is sort of legitimately culturally part of that culture, then we're offering it to you, taking you to them. Lots of, and they're all paid for. They're all part of your program, so there's no extra fee. Even we have a 3-day, 2-night for all students that go for a semester, 3-day, 2-night excursion. It's usually out of town. It's that's completely paid for, meals, everything else. So, and those are usually pretty cool events. Usually, most everybody hops in on those. So. Ambassador program, these are students that have studied with SAI and then come back and say, this was a great experience. I want to continue this process. We have had so many CSU students as ambassadors, and they've done a great job. I'm I'm trying to think if we've actually hired a CSU ambassador as a full-time employee. I don't think we have. But we have hired at this point 3 ambassadors over the last 8 years, I think. So there's options there as well if you really are serious about continuing in international education. The alumni network sort of plays into that. Of course, you get a US transcript, so there's no issue about whether credits transfer, anything like that. Health and safety, you will be provided CC health insurance, and that is 24-hour, regardless of situation. And of course, let's just do a quick example of what that might look like. It's 3 in the morning and you're walking home and you've turned your ankle and it is in not good shape and you can't walk. You call the emergency line, they pick up, they say, okay, where are you at? We come to where you're at. We take you to the hospital. We make sure that you talk with English-speaking doctors, and there is no copay, nothing associated with your visit, whether it's a surgery or whether it's aspirin. There's no copays. You're entirely covered up to $100,000. So let me see, no questions. Folks, I see we have 7 people with us, so please, if you have any questions at all, hop on in and feel free. I'll be glad to try and answer those for you. Let's move on. Health and safety, it's about as big as it gets, right? This whole pandemic has required SAI to look at our health and safety entire procedure, because up until then, we were quite thorough, had everything planned for except a pandemic. So the health and safety committee has come together and we've created a new version, an updated version that deals with pandemic sorts of issues too. So in the future, let's hope this never happens again. But if it does, SAI has got and you can read all about it. You can read the entire process that we go through if you like on that link there. So let's talk about some of the places that CSU students are going. The most popular location for CSU students is going to be Florence, Italy. And that's no coincidence, because it is a unique location, a unique city, and it's considered very much one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. It's a perfect walking city. That being said, the picture you see below, that really is the city center. It's about 350,000 people. You can walk from one end of the downtown to the other in half an hour, 40 minutes, depending on how quickly you walk. Incredibly culturally rich, from the de Medici family on to all sorts of other historical figures in the city. I like to tell people that haven't been, because once you've been, you understand that it's like a time capsule in Florence. It's this city that if you pulled the cars out of the street, it would look like it was still back in the 15th century. So it's a fascinating architectural, historical, interesting place to be, and it draws students over and over and over back to Florence. So that's why it's a very popular location. The school that you would attend is Florence University of the Arts. It's, of course, right downtown. It has a full spectrum of liberal arts education provided, but we will see students that are more focused, more students focused on, well, for instance, here are some course samples: startup ventures and entrepreneurship, brand management, retail and sales strategies, strategic fashion marketing. You'll find a good contingent of students on campus for those sorts of academic endeavors. But with that said, there's an entire liberal arts, everything, every business, econ, history, even into the sciences, you'll find there as well. So including laboratory classes. That makes it popular as well. Great city, and then full liberal arts academics being offered. So there's lots offered in a great place. Of course, there's all sorts of internships. These internships range from no credit all the way to up to 15 credit hours. They can have no class, they can have some class. It's just a whole range of internships offered there in every sort of spectrum you can sort of imagine. Everything from NGOs to what we see here in this picture, which appears to be a small shop, and they're quite popular, particularly with the folks that are in, if they're in any sort of fashion or design. We have a lot of students that do internships. So, and of course you can visit there in the summer or in the semester. So. Okay, probably the most second popular school for CSU students is going to be John Cabot University, which is in Rome. JCU is an American university. Let's say Florence University of the Arts is an international university that's based in Florence. JCU is an actual U.S. accredited school. It's accredited by the Middle States Association of Schools and Colleges here in the U.S. So that's a good thing. It makes the transfer of the credit a little bit less complicated, and it's a terrific school. It's been in Rome now since 72, I believe, since 1972. So it's been around quite some time. Here you're going to find a lot of students focusing on business law, management, marketing, communications, media studies, poli-sci, econ, and not so much the fashion and design sort of studies that you would find in Florence. So that's going to be your core participant there at JCU. It's located directly downtown, west of the Tiber River, and is an incredible campus. And for those who haven't been to Rome, it's an incredible city. Very different from Florence. Florence is, like I said, 350, 400,000 people. Rome is a major international sort of intersection for the entire world. And so you'll see lots going on in that city. It's akin to a I don't want to say New York City because not quite, but it's akin to a major American city, and has a history that, of course, speaks for itself. And what I've told students a lot in the past is that while Florence is beautiful and lovely, and you can be there for, you can walk across the city in half an hour, 40 minutes, in Rome, you can be there the entire semester, walk the entire time, and you will not see everything that needs to be seen in Rome. It's a major historical city with some incredible remnants of its past that is thousands of years old. So let's see here. Okay, let me see here. We also are bringing students into Paris, the City of Lights. And of course, I think Paris speaks for itself in terms of its reputation, in terms of its history, in terms of what it has to offer. It's probably for us the most important point here is the school that we send a lot of students to is a design school. So Paris is a global sort of fashion capital, and so that brings us onto the Paris American Academy. And here you're going to see the couture techniques, fashion merchandising, fashion design process, This is a small school, so if Florence University of the Arts has 2,500 students at it, this school, Paris American, will have a couple hundred. So it's very personalized, very individually based, and very popular with CSU students, particularly those in design, merchandising, these sort of things, fashion. Barcelona is an incredibly unique city. Let's see, my notes say a vibrant city with remarkable cultural heritage. I have the least, I've been here twice in person to Barcelona, and it's sort of like Rome. There is a lot to take in. And it's really a unique sort of diverse history. You can see the architecture here in the picture. It's just a great place. It's right on the ocean. So that helps too. It's a pretty cool place to be. And it is, of course, a big city. Absolutely. The school, Elisava, is one that is right in the middle, right in the heart of Barcelona. And again, most students that are there will be advanced principles in design, architecture, and a big one would be retail design and visual merchandising. So unlike Florence University of the Arts or John Cabot, they're not going to have this tremendous sort of umbrella of liberal arts humanities offerings, but you will have some terrific, very specific sort of studies there if you're in design, those sorts of things. So summer and semester options. And of course, in all three of these locations, all three of these cities, countries, I should note that the internships are offered in all three. So, so students that are studying at Elisava have the same opportunities that those do in Florence at Florence University of the Arts. So a little bit more about those internships. I think something that's important. Sometimes students have concerns that the internships may fall through, or not. It's not what they expected when they signed up for. Something's off about them. We have a process in where the interviews, the application, and the discussion between the employer and the individual doing that's going to be there for the internship, that is all settled in advance, and there are no surprises. There's no they've got me sorting something in a warehouse sort of thing for a whole semester. So we've had a lot of success with these internships, and they're just to make sure everyone knows they're available at all of the locations that we send students. Now, with that said, I've just focused on a few schools. If you go to the website, or if you scan this QR code here, you'll see that we offer a lot of other locations in Italy, also in Spain and France. And CSU students do go to those locations as well. It just depends on what the academics are that they're looking for, or the location that they're looking for. So while I've only focused on a very, 4 schools, there's many more schools that we offer as well that CSU students have been attending for quite some time. Let me see where I'm at with time. It's 11:33. I've pretty much run through my presentation. Of course, there's the scan, which, like I said, will take you back to more information on SAI, put you in touch with an admissions counselor if you like. But I think it might be a good time to open up for any questions, concerns. I can keep on talking for a bit, and we'll maybe wait for some questions to come in. Some folks are curious where we stand with the spring semester 2021, and where we stand with next summer. SAI is moving forward with optimism, and fingers crossed that it will be something that we can do. Of course, maybe this depends on things changing in terms of vaccine. Who knows? But the idea is, if you apply to attend one of these schools, and for some reason you can't, via this pandemic or whatever else it might be that's related to that, you're not going to be held accountable financially or otherwise if you can't go, because if you can't go, obviously it's out of your control. So I know there's been some concern about that. Do I apply for spring semester? Do I apply for next summer? And what I say is absolutely apply for it. And if as we get closer to that time, we get closer to actual departure, and all of a sudden it just won't work because this thing's still continuing, then you won't lose any money or any other sort of anything that would be involved in that process. So just to make you aware of that. Okay. Let me see, what else can I talk about SAI? Let's see. Oh, well, here's a nice little thing. I'm Rod, as I mentioned earlier, and please feel free to email me. Like I said, I've spent a bunch of time on the CSU campus with the study abroad offices and a number of academic departments as well. Design has been a big one for me, and also the business office, or excuse me, business department's been big as well. Econ. I have a little bit of experience with CSU and its academics and things. So look at this. We got 2 questions here. Let me see what I can do. Okay, let's see, where can I learn more about scholarship opportunities and what's the likelihood of receiving a scholarship? Excellent question. SAI provides a very large offering for scholarships. Also, I should mention, good, I'm glad you asked this. First of all, there's no application fee for CSU students. That's $110 that you don't have to pay regardless of circumstances. So there's no application fee. Then there's a whole set of discounts that are embedded into all of our schools for CSU students. Those range from a few $100s to twice as much as that. Now, beyond those discounts, we also offer an entire what should I say, menu of scholarships, and ranging from where you're going to whether you're a first generation student. All sorts of different indicators play into these scholarships, and there's a bunch of them. And you can, if you go to the website, or if you click on to talk to admissions counselor, they can point you to the web exactly on the site where you'll find those. I am proud to say that we have a long history of providing CSU students with aid. So it's been a great thing, and I encourage everyone to apply for them. So we're happy to help. So I had another question, but it went away.
Rod, we had one more question. I'm sorry. Jamie asked us if the deposit for the spring semester, she'd already paid her deposit for spring, and if the program were to be canceled, could it be applied towards a future semester?
Good question. Yes, everything, all fees, everything that's associated with any term at this point, whether it be spring or next summer or whenever, a short-term sort of a study, all of those can be simply taken and pushed back to the next quarter or semester or summer or whatever it might be that's coming up. I think the main idea to keep in mind is that SAI is not keeping any of your deposit money unless you're there, and we should be. So yes, monies will be returned, or, oh, there she is. You're welcome. Let's see here. What else can I talk about? Please send me more questions. I love answering questions. And I've answered the ones I have at this point. What else can I tell you about CSU and SAI? I think one thing that is important for students to understand, and sometimes there's confusion about, is you think that expectations vary, and students can think that they're going to be shipped over or flown over in a huge contingent of CSU students, and you're all going to be plopped into a dorm, and all those students are going to go from the dorm across the street to the school. That's not how it works. You are going to be placed into very nice private apartments, and your roommates, unless you ask otherwise, unless you request that you want to live with X, Y, and Z people, you're going to be placed with students from all over the country. And this is sort of the beauty of study abroad, because it's that first introduction to not only are you in a foreign country, but all of a sudden you're in an apartment with 5 other people, and one's from Washington State University, one's from George Washington University, one's from Pace University in New York City. They're from all over the place, and they're all experiencing the same experience that you are. That is sort of shell shocked. You know, they're a little bit jet lagged, and they're experiencing the beginnings of culture shock, and that can create some really incredible relationships when you have 4 or 5 people that are all of this basically the same age and the same experience in life, and they're thrust into this experience. It has a tendency to create some very strong relationships as you grow together and experience what it is to be outside of your country in a different atmosphere. So that's one great aspect of study abroad. Okay, let me see here. I'll close this guy. If you want to chat with somebody without being face-to-face or on the phone, you can do that on the website, if SAI.com, and it'll be right down on the bottom right, and you just simply click on it and they're chatting. Of course, that's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So don't try it at middle of the night or anything. You're also welcome to call us, again, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And we'll be happy to assist any way we can. I think there might be one more. Let's see. Oh, just the thank you page. But let's bring back the scan me, just in case anybody didn't see that. So with that said, George, any questions from your office?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
We'll cover SAI shortly in the Italy presentation that will follow this one.
Okay.
Hope to see some of y'all there.
Okay, great. Well then, folks, let's see here. What time is it? It's 11:41. We got 9 minutes. I'm not sure I can keep on chatting for 9 minutes without some questions, but I hope I've answered your questions. I did have a video that I could show, but apparently the volume doesn't work very well on it. So I think we give it a shot though. And if you're at home watching this, maybe try to turn the volume up on your computer and see if that gets you to be able to. And I don't think I can't mute myself because that turns it off. But I think let's try and play this. And I hope I hope you find it. It'll cover a lot of the same things that we've covered. I'll try and turn this up on my end, and please on your end try and turn it up as well. It's pretty informative and kind of a cool little video. So let's give it a shot.
Rod, the video isn't showing.
Not showing?
No, it's not.
Oh. Sorry, folks. 1 second. It says I'm not sharing, so I need to share. It says your screen.
You may try first to exit out of this screen and then reshare.
Okay. Now here's the technical difficulty I was telling you about, folks. I'm not the IT wizard that a lot of folks are these days. So maybe we just pass on this. It was having volume issues anyways, but yeah, I think I'll just let this go. Stick back with this guy and the QR code. If you're still with us, folks, who are thinking about scholarships, I should tell you those scholarships range from anywhere from about a few $100s all the way to around $5,500. So they can be significant in terms of how they can help you. Some of the scholarships also, if you are awarded, we ask that you provide blogs, a couple blogs, some experience on what you're experiencing while you're overseas. It's not heavy duty stuff, but it's something that you can share with folks back home and sort of spread the word about studying abroad. But like I said, everything from little small amounts of money to pretty significant. And these scholarships are based on need as well as merit. And so the students that provide the best explanation of need and merit are the ones that are awarded. We work with universities, colleges, institutions all over the country. So we've spent a lot of time figuring out what are the best parameters to arrange these scholarships by, that includes everyone. And everyone's needs and experiences. So we've had a lot of good experience with helping folks, including many CSU students, study abroad. And George mentioned that there's going to be a Italy presentation from his office. George, when is that?
That is at 2:20 today.
20. Okay.
Yes.
So tell your friends, tell everybody that there will be another presentation. Of course, I'm sure there's other organizations that send folks to Italy, so there may be something of interest for you there as well. But I encourage you to get as much information as you can on studying abroad and sort of preparing for the future and preparing for the spring or next summer or perhaps next fall. Let's see what time we're at here. Okay, we got 4 minutes. Let me see here. What else can I tell you about SAI? Yeah, I think I've given you what I can for this brief amount of time. So I won't I won't continue just to go on and on, but we'll share these 4 minutes together. So maybe I even click through here. Let's see here. See if there's something else I can come up with. In terms of the health insurance, I think a critical piece that we have to use sometimes, but obviously we don't like to, but occasionally it happens where a student is injured or becomes sick, or a family member becomes sick. Then that health insurance will also get you home. It'll cover what they call repatriation. So we can get you back into the U.S. Covered when something serious is going on too. So, and like I said, we don't like to use that, but occasionally serious things happen. So just know that that's part of the insurance as well. The on-site program coordinators are a key piece of this entire puzzle. They will be your guide through this entire process. Like I said, they're on campus 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. But they're the ones that are also taking you on all these events, whether it's the excursions or whatever they might be. You're going to spend a lot of time with these program coordinators. They're young people. They're generally late 20s, so they're still young. They're out of college for a few years, and they're generally locals, which means they know the place. They've grown up in, let's say, Florence or whatever it might be. So they're going to have a strong knowledge of the city, what to do, where to go, what not to do, where not to go, all of those sort of things. But we find that some pretty strong bonds are built between students and these on-site program coordinators, because they're young people and they're kind of showing you around and being a part of your experience.
Rod, I think it's safe to end a little early if we need to. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Like.
Sure. Well, listen, everybody, thank you for those who joined. If I'm not sure who's with us, but if you have questions, please do email me, call, or contact SAI directly. We're happy to help, and hopefully we'll all get out of this pandemic soon enough, and I'll be back in Fort Collins. So with that said, thank you for being with me today, and George. And I guess, will I just quit sharing the screen, George? Okay, okay, let me,
Yes, right. You can exit out, and I'll stop the live stream now.
okay.